Hey guys, this is Carrie from down here in Texas, and I'm with my husband today. This is my husband, Bill.
Hi, all.
I wanted to do a video today. I'm an Australian originally. He's a Texan, born and raised here in the Houston area. And he used to actually be a Democrat. And were you a Democrat until I came along, or when did you change to the Republican Party?
I was probably a Democrat before you came along, but then I started listening to what people were saying and watching more content and realized that I really wasn't a Democrat. I was more a Republican than a Democrat.
So I got a question for you. And just so you know, we've been married 34 years. We have 3 children. We have 4 grandchildren. Bill works for an international company. I am a small business owner, entrepreneur. We've both been in our industries for over 40 years. And we're pretty normal people. We're pretty average American people. And I had to do this video today because there seems to be a consensus that us MAGA people, we're brainwashed. And then we're drinking some funky Kool-Aid. So my husband's actually drinking Pepsi. And I'm actually drinking my iced coffee. And we're not drinking any Kool-Aid, are we?
Not any spiked Kool-Aid, anyway.
So we're not drinking any funky Kool-Aid that makes us brainwashed. We are not brainwashed. We are the epitome of the middle America, middle class, hardworking, normal individuals. We don't want to know what's going on in your house, and you're sure as hell not going to know what's going on in our house. And if you come to our door, am I right, babe? You come to our door, Smith & Wesson's going to meet you if you're uninvited.
Hey, you need to denounce yourself. I mean, it's
one of those rights, right?
You don't come through the door unless you announce yourself or unless you're invited over.
Right, and if you're not invited, you're not here with good intentions, and that means we're going to defend ourselves at all costs, right?
We are.
Okay.
We have plenty of things that will help deter other people, I do believe.
Okay.
I don't shoot to injure or to wound.
But we sure shoot to make sure
make sure you're not going to walk out of our house. You're going to find your ass right here in this house on the floor.
So, as an Australian, I have a different perspective on a lot of things than Bill does because I came here to this country. My family came here. We lived the American dream. We have seen all the amazing things that this country has given us, and we were immigrants. We came here legally the right way. Most of my family has naturalized and become American citizens. And so we are patriots. We are hardworking. I have employed people. I don't right now, but I don't need to right now. He works for a company, and Bill is 65. I'm 60, soon to be 63. And you know the saddest part about the entire last 16 years is we are the face of the generation that even though we've worked hard and we've saved money like we were told to do, we don't spend to just spend. We work our asses off, we put our money away, and we're not ready to retire because of the Democratic leadership that's been going on in this country for the last 12 years. Am I right?
Oh, you're definitely right, especially when it comes to giving aid to other people.
Bill, as an American, do you think it's okay that they give away all our taxpayers' money?
Hell no.
Do you think it's
I am
okay?
tired of working and giving my money to somebody else. They say it's going to promote our America's appearances elsewhere, and all you get nowadays is death to America.
Death to America. Do you think it's okay that our hard-earned money goes to pay for operas and plays about young men and women that are confused about their sexual orientation, and when it could go to Americans that don't have homes or food? You think that's okay?
No, I kind of agree with Charlie Kirk to a degree on one of his statements. When you reach 18, you can do whatever hell you want to do. I could care less. If you want to go to the doctor and have yourself and your penis cut off, then so be it. But don't enforce that or project that on our young kids at 5. We are the parents.
We are the parents.
We will
We
help
are in
our
charge.
kids. We're not going to brainwash them. We have three, like Carrie said, we have three children. We've raised them all to where they're in some type of field that's going to help our America.
Right. We've
At
got We've got our oldest son is a first responder. He's a paramedic. Our daughter is a nurse, and our youngest son is a probation officer. Bill works in the civil side of things, and I'm an insurance agent. So everything we do in this household evolves around helping other Americans in our family. And what bothers me is that the left seems to think that we and the rest of our MAGA movement can't think for ourselves, that we've been brainwashed. That's not the case. The case is that we have decided that we need to take back our country. And the way we take back our country is by electing somebody that can't be bought and sold, like the decades and decades and decades of politicians that are in Washington right now. You're an American, Bill. Tell me, you feel this way? Or are you drinking my Kool-Aid?
I'm drinking that Pepsi down there, but no, it hurts. It hurts to think that you've spent 65 years in the field that you enjoy doing, getting up and go to work and do the day-to-day things. And it's not someone forcing you. This is what we have chosen to do with our lives. This
Right.
is the field that we have chosen to be in.
With hard work. We work hard, don't
You know, we do work hard. And, you know, to say that, oh, well, you didn't save enough money. Well, that's all we do is save money, and we still don't have enough. But that's not the point right now. The point is, we have chosen this industry. Carrie went to college. I went to junior college. Didn't graduate. But, you know, it's still one of those things. You're not AI. I think it's great. AI is great, good for our future. But you can't call someone out that knows how to do plumbing. You're not going to call someone out that knows how to do
cut your
roofing.
grass.
Cut your grass. You got to have a person doing that. AI and this technology they have is wonderful. They can get the guy to run, do whatever. This machine has been coded to do what our response wants it to do. Mm-hmm. It's like a computer. Yeah. Well, in fact, it is a computer. It does what we program it to do. Mm-hmm. It doesn't do it on. It doesn't think. It does what it's told to do by programming.
So let me ask you a question.
Anything else when it comes to AI is different than that, you're the ones being brainwashed because it cannot think for itself. It's being programmed to think the way we tell it to think.
So let me ask you a question. Are you happy that you voted for Donald Trump?
I'm ecstatic that I think he's doing a great job.
Are you disappointed in any of his decisions so far?
Nah, I'm not in the politic world. We elected him on what he ran on.
Right, and he ran on the things that we want. We, the American people, want to take back our country.
That's the whole purpose of an election, is to put out what you're going to run and do. Mm-hmm. There's no other thing. It's not, what is that one, a la carte? Everything is a la carte these days. Mm-hmm. Everything you go out and do or buy or eat, it's got to be an oligarchy or whatever this.
Oligarchy. So let me ask you a question. Do you think Trump's going to balance our budget at some point?
I don't think he'll balance it, but he'll get the budget down.
Okay. Do you think that we are better off with closed borders?
Oh, there's no doubt. We're better off with closed borders, especially the southern border.
Okay.
And like you said, we live in Texas. We see it firsthand. And El Paso and Eagle Pass, and we've been to those places. We have seen the devastation that it's caused in general.
So you're not drinking any Kool-Aid. You're not brainwashed.
That Pepsi right there.
But you're not brainwashed.
Well, not brainwashed yet. I used to think I wasn't brainwashed, but I think by growing up as a Democrat and having it pushed on me, that's what I consider brainwashing. It wasn't until after I really started paying closer attention to elections, I was just going to vote a boost and hit Democrat.
And do you watch the national news?
I do watch some. I watch news in the morning.
But do you watch ABC, NBC,
Hell. Well, if you want to get brainwashed, that's who you watch.
So,
I mean, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to push their agenda and brainwash you to think that way. And if you can't think for yourself, we have a big problem.
and do you think that we need less government?
Oh yeah, we need less. I was reading this morning and watching videos on a lady that was out there bitching about getting an email to explain what she did last week. I have to do that every day in my job.
Oh, in your
I have
job.
to fill out a timesheet and tell in my timesheet what I did for the week. What is the difference?
So the whole purpose of this live today is to let the left know, because they seem to have a misconception that average Americans, and you're looking at two of them. I'm an Australian originally, but I am an American now. We're not brainwashed. We're not drinking any funky Kool-Aid. We can think for ourselves. We elected a man who can't be bought. That's why we elected him, because we knew he was not going to be just another politician that goes to Washington, who, by the way, you know, these people get paid about $200,000 a year. Has anybody ever wondered why these career politicians have millions and billions of dollars? Could that explain where part of our money has gone?
No
So
doubt.
just so the left knows, to clear the air once and for all, you are looking at independently minded people who make their own decisions, who don't drink we don't drink Donald Trump's Kool-Aid. We haven't been inoculated by Donald Trump. When Donald Trump doesn't do something right, by damn sure we're going to tell him that he hasn't done something right. But right now, he's doing everything that he needs to do to put our country back in the right direction. And I know Bill agrees with me on this. This is not going to take a year. This could take 2 or 3 years or more to make up for what the Democrats have done for decades. And it's just not the Democrats. It's, am I right? It's Obama, Biden, Clinton, Bush too, all of them.
Yep.
All of them have sent this country in the wrong direction. That's why Donald Trump was elected, because we know, like most of the average American common sense people who just want a normal life, he's the only one that can fix it at this point.
Yeah, I would agree with that, especially when it comes to, I'm not a law major, but I definitely know the difference between legal and illegal.
Yeah.
When you're here legally, when you're here illegally. And we have to fix that, because illegally people do not get the same rights in this country.
I don't care if you come here, if you don't come here with the right documentation, the minute you step off the plane or off the boat or however the hell you get here, if you don't have the right documentation, the minute you set foot on this country, you are illegal and you have no rights. Period. End of story. All of this back and forth bullshit that they've got to have rights, they don't have rights. Go back, do it right, and come back. Then you'll have rights.
Yeah, that is correct. I believe that firmly. I mean, I know that because Donald Trump ran on that to get the illegals out of this country that have come across our southern borders, not just the southern borders, but the northern border as well, that have come across into this country illegally. I don't know how, that's what the word and definition means. Illegal means you've come into this country. I don't care what Switzerland is doing. I don't care what Denmark is doing. They have their values. They follow. We have our values in this country. We should be called. That's what they call a constitution.
Well, that's why you come here with the right documentation. That's why that's called immigration. You don't just get to come here. When you come here without it, you are breaking the law. And I see a whole bunch of people flashing at me that that's not true. You need to go get informed. You need to get informed.
Well, you need to stop watching ABC, CBS, CNN, because and the biggest one is View. I mean,
Yeah, so
I watch it because I like to listen to them bitch, rant, and rave. It's comical to me.
all right,
Because they
so
have no clue.
we're going to jump off live, but just so the left can know, people in MAGA, all we want is our way of life. Our
And
normal,
more-
common sense way of life. We don't want any, we just want our normal way of life. And he's here today to show that we're just normal people. We are not drinking some funky Kool-Aid. We are not brainwashed, and we have a mind of our own. And the mind of our own says we want less government, safe borders. We want to defend ourselves. We want our way of life. We want to retire. We want our children and our grandchildren to have the same life that we grew up
We don't
in.
want them to have that big burden that we have right now.
Right now.
And that is $1 trillion.
What's on your hat, Bill?
It's Trump.
Go Trump.
Go Trump. I mean, there are things, when I first started watching Trump, I wasn't a big fan, but it wasn't a popularity contest. It was a politic. It was what he was voting and running for and telling us
Right.
what he was going to do if he got in. That's what
That's why I got him
voters
elected.
are wanting. And then the more people that get out there and try to do this pod thing or this live thing, the more people we need doing it. Because if you need help, call Carrie. She'll help you do it, or she'll even try to figure out how to get you on the video. I mean, I'm not that savvy when it comes to this stuff. So there's so much media out there. You
Well,
just got to know where to go.
Well,
And
we're gonna go now. We're gonna jump off the live because we gotta both get back to work.
Yep.
But we just wanted to make sure the left, if you're watching, and there are plenty of you watching, because I see you having a heart attack on this with all your comments. We're not brainwashed. We're not drinking Trump Kool-Aid. We're just average, hard-working Americans, and we want our way of life back. And we're sick and tired of being called names because you don't agree with how we think. We're not going to call you names. Stop calling us names, Katie Couric and the rest of the left-wing liberal media. And we don't need to be deprogrammed, Oprah or The View. We're perfectly capable of making our own independent decisions, and we have. That's why Donald Trump is now in the White House. See you later
I don't know.
from
Have a
Carrie
good
and
day.
Bill.
On Thursday.